All right, and welcome back to another episode of the Unstuck Career Podcast. I'm with a friend that I have to call you a friend, Ruben. Even though right now, today, like 3 minutes ago, is the first time that we actually spoke face to face ish. We were on a phone call earlier this month when I think I first met you. But Ruben Delgado, so nice to have you here.
Thank
So
you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, Ken.
Ruben and I met on Owl on an app, which is a great way to network. How long have you been on Owl, by the way?
Right now, I believe I've been there 4 or 5 months.
Okay, so fairly new.
Yes, sir.
And I've been on technically since January, so almost a year, but I
Wow.
didn't really start using it until the summer.
Mm.
So what got you thinking about Owl? How did you learn about it? What have you used it for?
I have a friend of mine that he's the one that introduced me to the owl. But before anything, I always want to start off by giving God all the glory and honor for allowing me to be on this platform with you today. I don't take anything for granted.
Yeah.
Thank you for this opportunity. And with the owl, I started with a friend of mine. His name is JR. His name
Okay.
is JR. He's a Christian rapper.
Okay.
And he's on the album. He introduced me about it. He explained everything to me, and I just downloaded it, and then I started reaching out to people. And um, it could be a little nerve breaking
Yeah.
because you got so many different type of people there, and it takes it's hard for me to like just call somebody out of randomly and hey, how you doing? But I've been connected with some amazing people. Like, thanks God that you reached out to me.
Uh-huh.
But it's been amazing. Always been a up and down journey for me. A up and
Okay.
down journey.
Cool. Yeah, it's been well, you and I are probably in the same generation where you probably remember life before caller ID. And if you
Yeah.
don't, I'll tell you, life existed before caller ID. The phone would
Yes.
ring and you had no idea who it was.
Who was- Yes, sir. The best years though. The
Oh,
best
yeah.
years.
So great. And now with caller ID, if we don't want to talk to the person who's calling, we just don't. We don't answer the phone.
Right.
And so Al is kind of taking us back to um, an opportunity to connect with people that maybe you don't know. And it's been it's been exciting. I can't think of a better word. It's been exciting to meet. I've done this is the second challenge. We're wrapping up the second 30-day challenge that I've done where I've talked to somebody different every day. So now 60 different owl users that I've talked to. And it's been incredible just meeting people. And most of them are just amazing people
Yeah.
that um, some people, when they talk about networking, and we'll get into actual conversation about important stuff in a minute, but when people talk about networking, and this applies to anybody who's looking for a job or to build their network for whatever reason, a lot of times people approach networking from the selfish standpoint. Well, what can I get out of Ruben? Maybe Ruben can be my client. Maybe Ruben will buy my products. And what if you shift your approach to networking to what can I gain? What can I learn from Ruben? What can I um, receive that he has available? And so, going back to that first time when we met, I was so inspired. Just me, I think I was in a hotel room. I was traveling, and you talked about your brand. So, and I want to give you a chance to talk about that. But I thought this is this is somebody I want to know. This is a person I want to have in my personal network. I want to meet you when we're in the same city, we're going to meet. But that's enough of me talking. Let's talk about it's go time. How did that start? You got your shirt on that says go time. I love
Yeah.
it. How did that
Yeah.
come about?
Well, the journey began in 2019. I was 500 pounds. And at that time in moment, I just got back from traveling to Africa. We went to Africa on a mission trip. And when I got back, I had to go visit my heart doctor. And that's when he told my wife, he got two choices. Either he has the surgery to lose the weight or prepare his funeral because he's about to have a massive stroke. Um, a front of my two little girls were there at the time. They were young at the time. And that was the reality check. I had the procedure done. From 500 pounds, I'm down to 185.
Wow.
Um, it's been a journey.
Absolutely.
I don't want people to think that, it's a miracle way, you just get the surgery and that's it. And no, it's a process. Everything in life is a process. I had to learn how to eat again. I had to
Mhm.
understand my stomach again.
Right.
So it's been a journey. And after the surgery, I was living in South Carolina at this time.
Hmm.
And after the surgery, I started walking around the neighborhood live on TikTok and
Hmm.
encouraging people and just walking. And I heard the Holy Spirit tell me, walking and working out with Jesus is go time.
Ooh, I love it.
And I said, what? And I kept walking. And I heard again, walking and working out with Jesus is go time. So that's where is go time comes from. Go time was founded in South Carolina in 2019.
Nice.
We started the journey. I got hats done. I got shirts done. That's the time that we was going through the COVID situation when 2019, 2020. I sold a couple, but then it just died.
Mm.
It just stopped. And in this year,
Hmm.
2025, I was speaking with my wife. We thought about it. She encouraged me. We rebranded everything and we launched this year. And it's go time is going forward.
Nice. So you have t-shirts, obviously. I see t-shirts. What else? What else? What other
We
products do you
have we have everything and anything that's gonna help you in your daily journey.
have? Okay.
Hoodies, t-shirts, hats, compression shirts. Because I also want to also that we are focusing also on those that have bariatric surgery.
Yeah.
Because you have people that they have the surgery and they don't have that support
Right.
to help them to keep going with the journey, to understand, you're not alone, because it could get overwhelming. It could get very stressful. Um, my body at the time didn't know what was happening. And when I was losing my weight so rapidly, it triggered my gout. So
Mm.
I was a month paralyzed, stuck to the couch. I had to have
Wow.
surgery on my ankle because I ripped my ligaments in my ankle. So it was a journey. I thank God for my wife, that she's been there, through the beginning from 23 years married, and she's been through the whole journey.
Yeah.
So we got the compression shirts because after surgery, you gotta wear these compression shirts.
Hmm.
So we focus on the bariatric surgeries. We got leggings for the females, crop top, anything for you to go and start your journey, going to the gym, walking, anything that you need, we got it.
Yeah. That's cool. And so that support system, what did you find helped you make that shift? Because going from 500 pounds to 185 pounds is it's not just a an eating plan. There's got to be something else that goes into it because really it's an identity shift. You're shifting an identity from a 500-pound large person to a 185-pound fit person.
Yeah, I tell people it's all in your mind,
Hmm.
or in your mind. If you start programming, see, I always tell people that don't think that you got to start going to the gym and being in the gym for hours and hours, because if you're not mentally prepared for that,
Hmm.
you're going to fail.
Right.
Because if once you start going and you don't see a quick, process, you could get overwhelmed. So I had to stop programming my mind and
Hmm.
just started walking 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day, and just started programming my mind. And I wake up every morning and I look in that mirror and I tell myself it's go time.
It's
You
go
know,
time.
yeah. So the main thing was programming your mind.
Yeah.
You got to stop programming your mind and understanding that you're not that same person that you used to be.
Hmm.
I had to understand that I'm not Ruben the 500 pounds no more. I
Right.
had to understand that I had to change the way I eat, the way I think, and you have to change everything, not just the way you eat. Is like I said, is mentally. You have to prepare your mind for it, for the process.
Yeah. Was there anything in the process over the last several years that surprised you at how um, anything that surprised you? Harder than you expected, easier than you expected, different than you expected?
The hardest thing for me, and it still is, and I still battle with it, is the junk food.
Okay.
It's the junk food. I love sports. I'm a
Hmm.
big sports fan. Football, baseball, basketball. No matter what, I love sports. So I catch myself sometimes, falling into these little bad habits again.
Okay.
And I got what they call PTSD.
Uh-huh.
How? And I respect all my veterans, that they go through that situation. But for me, I have it because as soon as I feel myself that I have a little bit of weight gain,
Mm.
I start panicking.
Okay.
I get nervous. I react.
Hmm.
So the hardest thing for me, and I thank God that I've overcome it a lot than when I first started, was the of not falling back to that routine of the eating habit.
Yeah.
Because even though I can't get big because of the surgery I had, I could get body mass.
Yeah.
So I have to be careful with that. The best thing that has happened with this surgery is that I got life again.
Yeah.
I'm able to play with my daughter. My daughter is into UFC.
Uh-huh.
And I'm able to fight with her and train and just wrestle with her. Before I couldn't. I couldn't even
Yeah.
walk without being tired. I got no more sleep apnea, no
Uh-huh.
more high blood pressure, no more diabetes. You
That's
know,
amazing.
just being able to go to Walmart and buy a t-shirt
Right.
and I and it fits me now and I have to worry about going to double XL,
Right.
and but I want people to understand too, obesity is serious. It's a it's a sickness.
Yeah.
You got people, not everybody wants to be fat. You got some people that are comfortable with their body. You do.
Sure.
You got people that are comfortable, but you got people that don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
It's a struggle. Obesity is a disease, and I had to understand that I had to stop blaming my past. I had to stop
Mhm.
blaming things that I went through when I was young, because once you stop blaming other people and you stop blaming yourself, you'll be able to understand that there's a process that you could overcome.
Right. It's taking ownership of your results instead of um, what happened, what didn't happen, and things like that. All that's in the past, which means you can't change it.
Right.
You can adjust, you can pivot, you can move forward, but you can't undo what somebody said or what lessons you've learned or didn't learn. And that's one of the things that's been really beneficial for me as well. I haven't had the same weight loss um, need. I'm down about 20, 25 pounds from where I was a year ago,
It makes a
but
difference.
it does make a difference. And my blood pressure, in fact, my wife is my wife is a nurse, and I go in, I donate platelets every 1 or 2 times a month. And so I've been tracking my blood pressure because I went in several years ago for I have a my private pilot's license, and I went in just to get my annual, wasn't annual at that time, but my physical, so that I could continue to fly. And the nurse who was taking my blood pressure said, I can't write this number down, it's too high. If I
Mm.
write it down, if I document this number, then you'll never fly again.
Wow.
And I don't remember what the blood pressure was, but so for several years it's been very controlled. I'm on meds, and my dose is just they cut it in half a few months ago, and still my blood pressure is low enough that my wife is saying you might be able to completely get off the blood pressure meds, which would be fantastic.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, it it's and the thing about this, one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you is because, first of all, you're an amazing person. Second of all, it doesn't matter if we're talking about jobs or relationships or weight loss or anything else. The pattern is the same. If you want to change your weight, there's an identity shift and start taking action. If you want to change your job, identity shift, start taking action. Action.
Right.
If you want to change your relationships, identity shift, start taking action. It's the same pattern, and it's just moving towards the thing that you want.
Exactly. It is exactly what you said, Ken. And it's in everything in life, no matter what. As long as you start taking accountability
Yeah.
and knowing that you got to move forward, no matter what it is, a job, no matter what it is, drug addiction, alcoholism, no matter what it is, when you start taking responsibility and understanding, that it's up to me, that I'm the problem. My biggest enemy is me.
Yeah.
My biggest enemy is me. And until we don't understand how to tackle ourselves and how to tackle the inner man, because a lot of people don't like to talk about that inner man. A lot of people don't like to touch that subject. A lot of people, why? Because people are scared of change. It's true what you say, Ken. A lot of people get comfortable in
Right.
the situation that they in, that when it comes time to talk about that inner man and realize, that you're the problem, that there's things that you have to change in you, that's where it all happens, man.
That's right. I had a friend who um, thought that the job was the problem, the boss was the problem, and so he changed jobs, quit the company, moved to another company, and then that new company had a job that was a problem, the boss was the problem, and at the same time his girlfriend broke up with him, and he got another relationship, and that didn't work out. And at some point, maybe he figured it out. I don't know, but at some point you got to realize I'm the center of all my problems.
Yes.
It's not my wife, it's not my boss, it's not my friends, it's not my parents, it's me. I'm it. And
Yep.
and the power in that is if I'm the problem, that means I'm the solution.
Exactly.
I don't have to wait for Ruben to tell me how to be the solution. I'm the solution. And then as willing as I am to take action is as willing as I am to start living the life that I want.
Exactly. And this is why I tell people, until you don't start believing in yourself, no matter how many times I'll tell you I believe in you, no matter how many times I try to encourage you, nothing is going to happen
Yeah.
until you don't start believing in yourself. This is why I tell people, you could wear a Nike apparel, you could put on the Under Armour apparel, but when you put on a Gold Time apparel, you're putting on a testimony.
Yeah.
You're putting on, Gold Time, the logo is not just a logo for me, it's my lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's something that I live. And when you put that on and people ask you, hey, what's Gold Time? You'll be able to tell them that's my testimony.
Yeah.
Because everybody on this earth has a testimony.
Yeah.
Everybody on this earth has been through something. And that's what Gold Time represents. It represents the people in their journey and telling them to believe in themselves.
Yeah. And one of the things that's really powerful and one of the things I love about you is there are times that I just don't believe in myself as much as somebody else does. My wife, you, friends, peers, mentors. And in those moments, it's really helpful to have somebody else reaching out saying, hey, you've got this. You can do it.
Yes.
And if I can believe in your belief in me, then that's helpful. And I try to be that person for other people as well, that you may not be able to believe in yourself because you just have this pattern of that has gotten you to 500 pounds or failed relationships in your wake or whatever. But we're all capable of so much more than we imagine. And just finding somebody that believes that for us until we can build that belief in ourselves.
It's true because some people just needs that little push
Yeah.
to show them, that they have that support, behind them, and that's why, I try to encourage as many people um about the bariatric surgery. I tell them, try whatever you have to try.
Yeah.
If you know that you can't do it, listen, it saved my life.
Yeah.
But understand that, it is going to be a process.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to walk that process with you. I'm willing to walk that journey with you in anything in life. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be about the surgery. In anything in life that I know that I could be a backbone for somebody, that's what is Gold Time is all about.
I love that. And so, um, where so many things we could talk. We need to just hang out.
Yeah,
When I
that'd be
get to the
awesome.
Orlando
That'd be
area,
awesome.
we're gonna hang out. Um, what? Well, let me ask this question, and then we'll see where it goes. What are some things that you do on a daily basis that just help keep you focused on on the progress that you've made, the progress that you're still continuing to make? Um, I know you've got a ministry as well. What do you do to make sure that you have the right mindset as you approach the challenges of life?
Well, I wake up every morning at 5:30 in the morning, and the first thing I always do, I pray. I
Mm,
read my word. I give God, thanks for another day of life. And a couple of months ago, I went through the most scary point of my life. The process, like I said, of the losing weight and everything, that was huge. But when you hear that seed word,
yeah.
you know, I was having a lot of inflammation in the stomach. I went down to 165,
Wow.
in and out of the hospital. And there was one point that they said, I think you may have cancer in the stomach.
Mm, wow.
And that right there was like harder than when the doctor told me, you're close to having a stroke.
Yeah.
I lost my father. I lost my father-in-law to cancer a year after my father. So everything starts running in your mind. I still got my daughters, my wife, and my wife is sleeping, and I'm looking at her, and these things that's coming. But I thank God, that I was able to do what I had to do
Hmm.
to beat that.
Yeah.
I got in my tea drinkings, the sour sop. People don't understand. Listen, these the best vitamin, the best things you could do is take your fruits and your teas and and that right there. Every time I wake up, I tell God thank you because I could have been gone.
Yeah.
You know, so I just don't take life for granted anymore.
Yeah.
I used to live life like, oh well, whatever. I'm living day by day, but
Mhm.
now I don't take life for granted.
And it's so easy for us to do. I saw a video, I've seen several different versions of it, but a video where somebody offers somebody a huge sum of money. Would you um, like to have $1 million, $10 million, $100 million? And of course, people say, "Yeah, I'd love to have that." Okay, you can have it on the condition that you don't get to wake up tomorrow. That this is the last day of your life. Is it still worth it? And in the videos that I've seen, people answer no. It's that my life is worth more than $1 million, 10 million, $100 million. And if we think about it that way, um, I wonder, am I living a life that demonstrates that I value it at $1 million or $10 million or $100 million per day? And sometimes I think, no, there's so
Right.
much more I could be doing.
So that's the question, Ken, that you gotta ask yourself every day. Are you truly happy with yourself?
Yeah.
Every morning you wake up, look in that mirror, and do a spiritual soul search.
Yeah.
That's something I do every day. I do a spirit. It is a checklist.
Yeah.
You have your own checklist, because nobody knows you better than you.
Right.
Your wife, she's been there with you for many years. And it's true what they say, man. When you've been with somebody for a long time, you'll become one.
Yeah.
You really become one. But they still don't know you the way you know you.
Yes.
So every morning do a spiritual soul search and ask yourself, am I really happy with the progress that I've been doing?
Yeah.
Because I know that everybody always has something that they could prove in. I'm still improving things in my life.
Yeah.
So that's why I always tell everybody it's a journey, it's a process. But the process is not made to break you. The
Right.
process is made to make you stronger.
Yeah. And that's one of the things it feels backwards. It feels counterintuitive, but two quick examples of that. Um, because we think we would love to have a life without challenges. And so I think about from a sports standpoint, if you think about a sports standpoint, if you were to watch uh, a sporting match, let's just say football game, and what's your team? Do you like
Patri- the Patriots.
oh my, you're one of those guys? Oh my goodness. All right, so let's just say the Patriots. Patriots are going to play the Riverside Junior High School girls team. And how many people would pay? Well, that's probably the wrong question because some people would pay money to see the Patriots play anybody,
Yeah,
but what kind of game is that going to end up being?
right.
A junior high school team against a professional football team is not an interesting game to watch.
No
It would,
competition.
and but that's our life. We're the we're a team on the field, and if we're the Patriots and all we get to play is the girls' junior high um, flag football team, that's a incredibly boring life. We get a
Right.
better story when we have the 500-pound to 185-pound weight loss journey, or in my case, one example, 3 jobs in a row, let me go. And these challenges that seem so hard, so damaging in the moment, are what build us into what we are. And
Exactly.
it's only looking back that we can understand, oh, I needed that. I needed that experience so that I could be this version of me for the people who need that. And so I'm just curious, as we kind of are coming to a close, have you had experiences where you've realized that those hard experiences, maybe that conversation with the doctor, or maybe the mental journey of losing the weight, um, came back as a realization that I needed that so that I could bless somebody else's life?
Most definitely can. It's like I tell everybody, you can't say you have a testimony if you've never been through a process.
Yeah,
You can't say you have a testimony if you've never been through the journey. So, how can I give advice to somebody that's going through the bariatric surgery or going through ups and downs with weight and depression if I've never lived it?
yeah,
So I thank God that he allowed me to go through that process because it made me a better man. It
yeah.
made me the man that I am today. I'm able to encourage those. I'm able to have great conversations with you. And if I've never would have had this story, would you reached out to me on Owl?
Might have reached out, but we wouldn't have had the same types of things to talk about.
Exactly. Exactly. See, my testimony that I put on Owl is what catches people's attention.
Yeah,
And like I always say, that I always give God the glory because the glory is always His. But I
right.
thank God for that process that He allowed me to go through.
And I'm just looking at, just because I'm curious, you've had um, 57, you got 28 people following you on Al, you got 57 calls that you've had, which doesn't I've seen people that have zero calls
Yeah.
on Al, but people are reaching out to you because you have something to offer.
Yeah. And the thing is that I know I should be a lot more active with Owl. But I thank God at the times. I even met this gentleman called Dr. Eric Zuli.
Hmm.
He's with the Easy Way family. And when I first started seeing him, he has that picture of him in a jet,
Yeah,
in a private jet. So I was scared of reaching out. I'm
right.
like, who am I? This dude's in a private jet, but I just kept going by, kept going by. One day, something just in my spirit was like, call him.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I hit it, hoping that he wasn't gonna answer. So, sure enough, he picked up, and he said, I'm about to go on a Zoom call. I'll call you back in an hour. And sure enough, he called me back in that hour.
Uh-huh.
And ever since that day, I've been a part of the Easy Way family. And this weekend, I'll be traveling to California for the my first time ever being in such a major event to
Wow.
promote his Go Time. And there's gonna be so many people there from Hollywood, and so I thank God for the Owl
Yeah.
and everybody in the Owl family. And again, I would have never been able to meet you, and so the Owl's been good.
Yeah. That's well, and the thing that is really fascinating to me is how I do this all the time. I think we all do it. We hold ourselves back because of what we assume
Yeah.
our possibilities are. And so just like with you and Eric, um, I don't think I've talked to him. I've seen him on some of the Zoom calls, but um, yeah, we assume that something's not gonna pan out for us, so we don't even try.
The next pitch party that we have, the next VIP pitch party,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna send you the link
Yeah.
so you could join. You don't have to
Cool.
pay anything or nothing. You just come in as a guest,
Awesome.
and just you gotta see the type of entrepreneurs and people that can help you in whatever your journey is. And you know I thank God, but it's like I always say, goal time is not about becoming a millionaire.
Right.
Goal time is about saving as many souls that I can, and being a positive role model.
Right. I love it. So if people want to learn about Go Time, what's the best way for them to do that?
They could go on in my Instagram on Go Time. On Facebook is Go Time. On the Shopify is
Okay.
Go Time. Go Time. Oh my God. www.isgotime@gmail.com.
I like it. And I'll put those links in the show notes. This has been a blast. This has been
Yes,
fun.
sir. Yes, sir. Thank you again. And like I tell everybody, when you put on a Go Time in Peru, remember you're putting on a testimony. You're putting on your testimony, your journey. And remember, every time you wake up in the morning, look in that mirror and tell yourself every day is go time.
It's Go Time. I love it. Thanks so much, Ruben. And for everybody else, we will talk to you next week. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Ken.